All right, this is the box. So, brushless ducted motor. So you might notice this F35 design, and you may have seen it before. So, it looks identical to what other people are showing as Flybear. You might think it's Flybear. I looked at one of the reviewers who did it after I got this in because I was told that this would have a port on it. So you kind of just pull the hatch open. There's a ball. Don't try to push forward or back. So forget about the battery right here. Move this out the way. If you look in here, and there's nothing on this board for you to access. So my main purpose is, you guys, if you've looked at any of my videos about the smaller aircraft like this, I like to put them on my Spectrum radio. Now, I do have a TX16S, and I have flown it on my little 400mm Warbirds. It's hard to get that where you could really see in there, but look, there's no possibility of a port. As a matter of fact, the person who showed them, I think they're right over here, and you just see like some solder points where they would have been, but that's not even the correct looking. It's big ports, which these would be very small. I'm looking for a 3-position plug-in reciprocal there. So I would say this is not the same equipment as the Flybear stuff. You know, this is maybe counterfeit. I'm not exactly how, you know, a lot of people feel like all of that stuff is exactly the same. Well, I'm showing you that there is a difference. These are not all the same. So if you want the one to plug in, you're probably going to need to make sure you buy the one that's actually labeled as Flybear. And I took the gamble because I don't like dealing with China companies. I took the gamble of getting one on Amazon. And I know there's probably 100 people out there that are saying, you got it on Amazon, it's definitely coming from China. Yeah, I'm not in disbelief that it's not coming from China still, but I just want an American company standing by it. So like right now, I'm probably going to go ahead and return this because it doesn't do what I want it to do, the main purpose of me buying it. And prior to me getting it in hand, which it took really long to get here, by the way, still like China timing, they even sent me a message saying, hey, cancel your order because it's going to be a long time. Basically, I don't know exactly what it said, but that's basically what it says, is hey, don't keep this order because we're going to take too long getting it to you, which is odd. But I didn't. I let it sit. I was like, oh well, I'll be patient because this one has the plug. I can plug in my Spectrum. I can do what I want to do. Well, I get it in hand, and of course it does not do what I want it to do. So that might be the single only reason why I want to do the return, is because it can't do what I want it to do. So I think I'm gonna the review that I saw, the guy said something about this thing being tail heavy, and I was gonna just cut a perfect little channel that would fit this battery, would slide in tightly here, but since I'm gonna return it, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna put a penny in there or something. So I'm not making anything permanent. If I crash or something, this falls off, I'm out of a nickel, but I'm sure I'll cry about that afterwards, but for right now I'm good. This isn't even the remote that comes with it. This is the one to my other aircraft. It's a DRC, so pay no attention to that name brand. The other one is gray, but it's identical. I already checked it. I didn't feel like switching batteries, so I'm gonna just go ahead and run with that one. That is the remote that came with the one called the Dork Horse. It was off the movie with the Top Gun movie. So those are identical as far as the protocols and such. This battery is fully charged, yes. All right, these are wrong battery. This one has a 550. Yep, 420. Charged up pretty good to 420. Yeah, it's a 550. Which is weird because these are identical in size. But this one is a 3-something, and this one's a 550. So I'm sure there's some physical difference that I'm not really picking up on, but who cares right now? I'm gonna go ahead and get this kind of tidy in here as I can. All right, that's plugged in. Get my radio turned on. All right, we got action. All right, it seems to be doing what we want it to do. Let's see, I want to I'm probably going to waste a little juice from the battery, but I want to investigate this. There's a button on here that's called rudder something. Let's get that, push this far forward and push down as much as I can. Get this pushed in. Do I want to do a takeoff? You know what, I'm going to put these wheels on right fast. Let me put the wheels on for you guys so we can try to see if it lands decent. Alright, so that's what they look like. Oh, and these might come off in air because they don't fit as tight as the Dark Star one. But I was fighting it a little bit with these wheels because they were kind of hard to put on. So I'll get that pushed in as decent as I can. Alright, this thing beeps. That little doo-doo-doo. That happens at every minute. So that kind of gives you a timer. So I did fool around with it. That was the second minute mark. So I'm going to use that as a flight reference. But I'm not going to fly too long because, you know, I just want to kind of check the characteristics of it. I put that nickel in there. So that's that. So we got a wind. It's kind of coming down the runway like this. So let's go this way. So it's hard to do this by yourself normally. So I'm going to... Yeah, barely getting off the ground. All right, full throttle. All right, it turns. Yeah, when you come off that throttle, it is definitely ready to... And right into the fireball. So I'm gonna get to the other side of the runway. All right, there's a beep. It actually flies nice. I think the nickel might be a decent ballast because this thing is really, really well tracking. I don't even give it any up elevator for that. Like, that's just turning. All right, I'm gonna come off the throttle. Oh, the motor cut out. So that's something I noticed with the Dark Star, and it's really hard for me to fly right now because I cannot see the aircraft because the phone is right in front of my face. But that wasn't a great landing, but it was a matter of looking from behind the camera, looking in the camera. So yeah, no excuses. I'm terrible at it. The aircraft is wanting to go to the right side. So yeah, there's a landing. All right, I was able to get back up, like touch and go-ish. And it's very predictable. I like the way it flies. I wish it would hook to my Spectrum, because this will definitely be a keeper for me. I like it. It's a ducted fan. It's so cool. But maybe it'll fuel me to get the real one, the Fly Bear version. All right, so it's not gonna roll in grass. I was trying to do a touch and go after that, but I hope I did get the landing, but it lands very well for such a dinky little airplane. It flies well, super controllable. I don't have any negatives about that. Man, it's hard to take off because the wheel is turning me to the right. Let me grab it. Come on, take off, take off, take off. All right, it's off. All right. Full stick gets you a nice banking turn. This is pretty fun. I really like it. Get us another bank. All right. So a little aileron in turns on the ground kind of works. All right, let's get some altitude, see if I can get that on video. All right, come around. Let's put this to B. Supposed to turn harder. I would say it probably does. Get some more altitude and let's turn it off. See how terrible that is. And you guys know my pilot skills are not the bestest. All right. Yeah, it definitely was still controllable, I would say, but I hurried and turned it off because I'm getting another minute on the timer, so I'm kind of worried about that. Might have to go with a second flight because of that. Yeah, definitely have to do a little needle nose work on that front wheel because it's definitely wanting to turn really hard right all the time. And there goes that next minute, so don't want to crash it. You know, probably going to return this. I want it to be decent. All right. Wasn't a whole lot of flying going on, but for a small little ETF spinning up a lot. Oh, yeah, see? I could have went a little further, but didn't have a great time to look at because I was stalling so long before I actually took off and stuff. So I'm gonna take this time. I'm gonna put a needle nose on this wheel, turn a little bit to the left, and when the battery's ready, I'm gonna go ahead and get a second flight. Go ahead and get my second battery. All right, get that pushed in and get this piece. It is so rough to film by yourself. I hate to keep saying it, but it's like the camera is exactly where your eyes want to go, and you can't beat that. All right, these batteries aren't the highest quality, so after about, I would say 2 minutes off the charger, it's showing, and I didn't even charge it on a quick charge. The one it comes with is probably a quicker charge than I did. It's a 550 milliamp. I charged it at a 0.5 rate, so it should be sticking at 420 pretty good, but it's not. So anyway, let's just see what we can do here. I should probably do a hand toss because that's what people are going to care about. I'm just so programmed to do takeoffs with gear that I usually bypass it. Look at there, you can see straight on the hole. You can see your ducted fan. So all right, that's my 1 minute marker. If I can ever get this gear out, I'll have a decent 1 minute time. So I'm gonna take it at the bottom like this. I'm gonna give it full throttle, not much wind, and full elevator, and she's up. And I'm trying to stay close, but you know, it moves kind of fast, so not the easiest aircraft to stay close with. And when you get off the power, she's definitely coming down. I'm at about half power, half throttle, and it flies around pretty good like this. And I like the way it looks. It's very cool and very predictable. All right, that's 1 minute in. Get some altitude in this turn. Flying right over us. Go to that B setting. I really don't see a whole lot. Yeah, it yanks and banks a lot better with the B. Probably going to be the preferred method to fly this on in B. Usually the smaller stuff like this doesn't fly very well with gyro off, but I'm going to flip it on. And it flies actually predictable. Yeah, I flipped the gyro on because the roll was going way too slow and I got worried, but I actually had made it through the roll. Back off with the gyro. Yeah, it flies. It flies good. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty nice. Kind of like weird because the sticks don't kind of react like they do on a regular radio. So I almost feel like it gets a little stuck, but it's not. It's good. Full throttle. And she comes down quickly. All right. Right quarter throttle. Hit that turn. Yeah, you got to keep her speed up because she will kind of nose down on you at some points. All right, that's a good enough kind of look for somebody who might be interested in buying this. I think the biggest thing with me is the it doesn't have the nice little touchdown. It doesn't have the port to put the Spectrum Ready on it. That might be my single only beef with this plane. It looks good. It flies good. It looks like one of the, yeah, look at that, way up on this side for whatever reason. But it's crazy because it doesn't matter when it's flying. It's actually flying nice and level. So that's a little bit concerning how high that sits up when the plane is level. See that? But I don't care because it's really flying good without any trim. And at some points it goes down. So that's just a gyro thing, I would suppose. Yeah, turn it off. And yeah, this is still a little bit high. So I imagine that's probably something that the gyro was fighting the whole time. I would probably straighten that out. Because you see how far off it is. I would tighten this up a little bit to get that in. But no, it looks good, flies good, solid, ducted fan, good everything about it. I really like this. I'm gonna go ahead and end there, probably fly a little bit more, but of course I'll crash once I'm flying off film. But it's just so much harder to fly with the camera in front of you. Not just the anxiety of the camera being in front of you, but it's blocking your view at some points to get a good video. And you know, it's good when you have somebody to help you, and I'll get them to fly the aircraft for me. And that's one thing, but you know, today nobody out here, so it is what it is. This is Pooley with another new thing, and I'm kind of disappointed because I can't put it on Spectrum, which would be what this video was actually about. Instead, it's just kind of like a flight video and an overview of this aircraft that I do love, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to try to see if I can get the Flybear version because this one does not have the port to put on Spectrum. Thanks for watching.